Hello and welcome. You're listening to Skipping Through Theatre. This is a podcast where we celebrate the magic of performance, from the unforgettable musicals and the powerful plays to the TV shows we can't stop talking about, and the behind-the-scenes stories that bring it all to life. It's about the laughter, the drama, and the moments that stay with us long after the curtain falls. So settle in and let's dive into today's episode.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Skipping Through Theatre podcast.
The podcast where we chat to performers, creatives and theatre lovers about life on and off the stage.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Nathan, and today's episode is a really exciting one.
We're joined by someone who is currently performing in the West End production of Mamma Mia.
She's a swing who covers multiple roles. Please welcome to the podcast, Franky Attard.
Hello! So lovely to be here today.
We are so excited to have you here, and it's going to be such a fantastic episode.
It is, I can't wait.
So for anyone who might be discovering you for the first time, could you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
So, of course. So my name is Franky Attard, and when I was 18, I moved to England. I'm originally from Malta, and I grew up there. It's a tiny island in the Med. And yeah, when I was 18, I moved here to go to Lane Theatre Arts, and I did the 3-year musical theatre course, and then I auditioned and joined. I did a few other jobs and then joined the company of Mamma Mia a year after graduating in 2024. And I'm swing third cover alley in that.
Where do you feel like your love for performing began?
So I grew up in a family where performing was everything, but not in like a professional way. So when I was a baby, my granddad would play records and sing to me whilst putting me to sleep. And then after he started doing that, no one could ever put me to sleep unless they were singing to me. And he'd walk
so
around.
Sweet.
Yeah, he'd walk around. And I'm actually named after him. He'd walk around for hours singing songs to me and rocking me to sleep. And then, yeah, my mum and dad were forced to do the same thing. And then my parents and my whole family really just cultivated, and like they would let me. I have videos of me like standing in front of the television on a Sunday when everyone was trying to watch something, just absolutely singing and dancing my guts out. And then I remember my mum actually I had a bunk bed when I was younger, and she actually turned the bottom of the bunk bed into a stage.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
And she's an artist, so she always did creative things like this. When people used to come around, this was when I was like 2, like everyone would just sit in my bedroom and I'd put on shows, and then I'd pick my other granddad to be my prince or something like that. And like I was just very lucky that like my family all just kind of like fed into the magic of it all. And then I started going to dance classes when I was like 2.5. And like even like in my family, like when we're like having Sunday dinner or something, my mum has 2 sisters, and the 3 of them and me would always just like randomly start bursting into song or like harmonize. And I feel like it was just such a big part of my childhood, really.
It really shows your passion.
Yeah, my granddad, who I was talking about, used to put me to sleep, was actually the person who brought theatre to Malta.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's such an honor.
Like I don't really know exactly what it was, but it was some sort of like theatrical group, and he like started it in Malta. So like I feel like, and he used to take me to the panto, and like it was just my family, and just I was very blessed to have a very like magical and supportive family.
That's an amazing story. And what would you say you're more like drawn to, singing, dancing or acting?
So I'd say when I was younger, it was dancing all the way. But as I grew older, it became more acting and singing, just because I think dance will always be like my first love kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I think something about acting and singing allows you to tell stories in a different way, and truly like narrate a story kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And get more, obviously you can get into a character through dance. It depends what type of theater as well, like depends what genre we were doing would make me choose which one I preferred, kind of a thing. But yeah, as I've grown up, I've fallen in love a lot more with acting and singing.
What was your training journey like?
So obviously I grew up in Malta, so I didn't have as much access to like other people who went to Lane to like stuff like, you know, associate programs or things like that.
Yeah.
But I was very blessed that when I was a very determined kid. Like I was like, I'm going to do this. So when I was like, how old must I have been? When I was about 15, I was always like, this is going to happen. But when I was 15, I was like, right, what do I have to do to make this happen? And I started to look up like all the different drama schools, maybe even younger than 15, actually. Started to look up all the different drama schools. And I had a notebook. I had a notebook with like literally every like tabs for each school that I was interested in.
It's good to plan ahead, though. It's good to plan ahead.
I'm such a planner. Little tabs
Yeah.
of like basically like pros and cons, all the entry requirements for each school, like everything. And then when I was 15, I asked my parents if I could go to do like summer schools and try out the different schools. So I did that. And then when I was 18, 18? No, I was 17 and I would have turned 18 in the next year in the June. So in the February before I turned 18. And basically the February of when COVID started, I started auditioning for schools. So my mum had come up with me. So I was very, very blessed to be able to have parents like my mum and my dad. And she came up with me and I auditioned for the different schools that I was interested in, and then settled. Like the minute I went to Lane, I was like, yeah, this is the one. And was very blessed to have gone there for 3 years.
Sounds a bit like what I done. So a few months ago, I went to Emildale Academy. If you know that. I went for their like sixth form sort of like tryout sort of day.
My best friend went to sixth form there.
Yeah. That's cool. So I went there and the guy there told me I need to go home, go on social media and just follow all the theatre, like schools, everything. And that's what I done. So like, yeah, all the ones I'm interested in, just see what they're doing and go on their websites and just keep track of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
It helps you get more of an understanding as well of like what you have to do and what you have to achieve to get into there. Because it shows like the stuff they may take or may do, because a lot of that can rely onto what you want to do. And if they're doing like workshops that you don't necessarily want to do, there's kind of no point.
Also, like, it's a lot of money, so you need to make sure that like
you
what you're
need to know
that money on, you're thinking about wisely before you do it.
Definitely, yeah.
So how did you find the jump from training into auditions?
So it was mad. Like, I think no one ever fully prepares you for it. Like, you can be as prepared, but like, you know, it's graduating university. It's like a whole thing in and of itself. So I was very lucky to have graduated. So the May before I even so I graduated in July. In the May, I got Doctor Who, and I danced in the, well, it's now not the new season. It's the season that came out last year, in one of the episodes of that, and that was such an absolutely incredible experience. And I did that in the May before I graduated. So I feel like that started to like ease me into the world of like the professional industry and like meeting people and like getting advice. Like, I think the main thing is the minute you start to meet people who know what they're talking about, literally become a sponge. Like, that is my biggest advice. Just become a sponge and start taking things in. And because of that, I was kind of, I started to get a bit more clued in. And then I graduated knowing I had a job coming up in when did we start rehearsals? In the October. So I was lucky enough not to like, I basically graduated and then went home for a few months and then started this job. So that made it a much easier transition. But yeah, I think it's always a bit of a shock to the system, especially like leaving your friends and not being able to like come home from an audition and be like, guys, you'll never guess what happened today. You know, that bubble of uni or like 5 people from your college like going to the same audition on one day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's not that like safety blanket anymore. But I think just like embracing it and being like, I can do this, and like I have put in and done everything that I could have. So now it's just a matter of like taking the leap and hoping I fly, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing you said about having relations, I think is really important, because it also helps you feel like you're on a steady track, because it can help you like feel more secure.
I think the biggest thing to remember when you graduate is like, this is your journey just beginning, and there are people whose journey who have learned so much already on their journey that you wanna just like get to like try and just get to know any information they'll give you that would help you, even things you might not think will help you at the time. Just absorb it, because you know people know what they're talking about, and also people want to help.
And it can help you through your like career in like musical theatre.
$1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It guides you.
Yeah. And you never want to come across like you don't want the information, because like, you know, you just have to remember you're starting out. So it's like just being like, yeah, just take it all in.
Exactly. Auditions can be tough. How do you personally deal with rejection?
So I feel like the more auditions you do, for me, the more, when I first started doing auditions, you have one audition every now and then, and so that one audition is all you have to focus on. So the rejection from it feels 10 times more, because you don't know when you might get another one.
I think it's because you don't have like, you're mainly focusing on that, and by having many auditions, you're focusing on more of a variety of stuff.
I mean, so I'm not saying I have an audition every day, but like once you start to get a few more through, and you know that if you don't get that one, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? And I think my absolute main advice when it comes to the rejection from auditions is just make sure you have a life outside of it. Like once I had like really established myself in London, and I was like really prioritizing meeting my friends and like leaning on people when I needed it, and like having roots, and I met my boyfriend, and like once I had formed my own life and other interests, like going to Pilates or going to yoga, or like like different things, or paint, I love to paint, like different things I love to do, and like different just kind of putting down roots in things that aren't just my career, then the auditions don't feel like a personal attack, because I know that I have my life, my beautiful life already in a place that I love, and I'm not relying on an audition and a job to then make me happy.
And it's nice that you have like a relief, like something you can let go and do all of that.
And just like a backup option.
Because when you're putting all your eggs in one basket, there's a lot more pressure on it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So was there a moment where you realised your career was really starting?
I don't think so. I feel like as performers, like, do we ever know when that point is? And also, like, personally, I'm quite hard on myself, so I feel like I'll never allow myself to probably fully feel like that. But like, I still can't believe it. Like, honestly, once a week in Dancing Queen, I like just get a bit teary, or like when I really like think about it, and I really make myself like remember and refocus my brain to be like, what the hell? How in the world is this little girl from Malta somehow ended up in a flipping West End show? It's all I could. It's like that is all my brain could ever think of, and it's happened. And my brain genuinely feels like it's going to explode when I think about it.
It's such a dream.
I still can't believe it, and I've been in it a year and a bit, But like, even when my mum or my dad comes to watch, or anyone from my family, it's just it just still blows my mind. So I feel like I don't feel like that yet, because I still just can't believe it. And also I don't want to feel like, I don't know.
I get what you're trying to say.
Do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
I don't want to become cocky about it all. So I just want to take in the moment, whatever comes as it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like everyone dreams to be on the West End. So like it's a big dream come true to be on the West End stage.
And like just being grateful for each moment, which I suppose, you know, I now actually have a career out of it. Like, you know, like, but I still can't believe that it has started. So I probably will never feel like it was really starting. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what you feel like you're making it. And like, I just feel like I'm taking it a step at a time.
Yeah. What was it like when you found out you'd be joining Mamma Mia?
Oh my God. I fell to the floor. So my agent called me and I just fell down, like when she told me. And
I don't blame you.
And I just started sobbing, like absolutely sobbing. And I think I was at physio and I was walking. My mum luckily was here. It was mad. I found out 2 days after my birthday and my mum happened to be in London. And I was walking to meet my mum, and my mum was in like, she went on a walk and she ended up in a cemetery somehow. So then I walked to meet my mum in this cemetery, and I tell my mum, and like she starts screaming in this cemetery. But it wasn't like a modest cemetery. There was like people like chilling on the grass kind of thing.
Okay.
So we weren't being rude.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a formal cemetery, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not screaming in like while someone else is crying kind of thing. But yeah, I built it, and then everyone else was sitting down, like came to ask what had happened, and they were like, "Wow!" And then I called my dad, and he was like absolutely like, I feel like he fell or like just like stopped moving for a second, and like my mum was sobbing. It was just a really incredible deal for us. Like there was a lot that went into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was like, I come from like a big, very Mediterranean, like exactly what you'd imagine from like a big Mediterranean family. We're that. Yeah. So everything takes a village. Nothing is like one person. Everything takes a village. And I feel like the entire village, so like my cousins, my aunts, my grandparents, like everyone who had got me to this point, my friends, my teachers, like everyone, family, friends, we all just like, it just was a big moment for all of us. And I felt like I got to share how much that meant to each person, because I made sure that each person knew how much they meant to me along the journey. And it was just very special.
Yeah. Having all that support is just extraordinary, because it's just so reassuring to know that you've got so many people who are looking out for you and are like cheering you on to achieve like especially this, because it's huge.
It's so special. I'm so blessed.
So do you remember the audition process for the show?
I do. So we started out, was it? So on the first day you did a dance round and a singing round. Then the next time you went in, you did a dance round, a singing round, and an acting round. And then you repeated that on the third time.
Did you find it like draining? Did you find it really like hard work, or was it like, had you prepared for it?
I find the nerves of it all hit me a lot, because I was like, I really wanted it. And so when I had graduated, I had gotten the tour. So straight, like in the September after I graduated, I auditioned for the tour and I got it, but I couldn't take it in the end because there was an issue with my settled status, my pre-settled status.
Oh.
So my visa.
Yeah.
So when I got to audition for Town, which I had already auditioned, so I auditioned for Town the year in the May before I graduated. Then I auditioned for the tour, got the tour, couldn't take it because of my visa. And then I auditioned for town, and then I auditioned for the party, and then I auditioned for town again. So I felt like by this point I was like, oh please, 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 please.
You just wanted that Mamma Mia role.
I was like, please. And yeah, I was just, but the audition process for Mamma Mia is quite nice because you get to meet a lot of people along the way, and it does, you end up making new friends, and like it's not as it's nice, it's a nice like group environment.
Yeah.
So I feel like I remember it being quite fun, and by that point I feel like I was like, please, and I was just like trying to keep calm, and I remembered my that I had, you know, this wasn't the be all and end all, and I just kept myself calm and really let myself like meet people and like feel the energy of the room around me.
Yeah. And it's a perfect place to like meet friends who have the same interests as you, like theatre,
exactly.
and, like, yeah.
What was your first rehearsal day like?
Oh, it was so special. We had a meet and greet first, and then we had a vocal call. So we went in and we met people, we met everyone, and then we had a vocal call.
What's a vocal call? Sorry.
So no, don't apologize. So you go in with the girls were with the musical director, and then Marcus Savage, and then we went, I think we did Waterloo first. So you get given you'd have already got given your sheet music pack. And you take that in and you start learning all the songs and the harmonies in the show. But that's what a vocal call is. And I feel like we started with Waterloo, which I remember I was just like, my mind was like blown. I was like, what? And it was at the theatre, and I was like, oh my god.
It's basically like a singing rehearsal then, really, isn't it?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
So can you explain what being in the ensemble involves? Not the ensemble, sorry, a swing.
Yeah, of course. So basically in Mamma Mia I cover 7 female ensemble tracks.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And Ali. And every day depending on who is sick or who is on holiday, I will go on for one of those tracks. And in Mamma Mia, it's a bit different to other shows where we don't have priority tracks. Besides our covers, we don't have priority tracks for the ensemble girls. We just rotate. So every day you're on for someone new.
Yeah.
And if it's an evening show day, which is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, you find out at 4:00 who you're going to be on for. And then if it's a 2-show day, you find out at 11 who you're going to be on for out of those 7 girls.
That's not long to prepare, though, to be honest.
No, it isn't. When we first started, I'd basically spend all those hours just looking at my swing maps.
You're kind of like thrown into it, which must be quite...
Yeah, at first it's like insanely overwhelming, but I was so lucky that the girls who were with me in the first year that I joined, we were such a team, honestly. Like, I love them with all my heart. We were such a team, and like we would like help each other out so much. So it didn't feel, I felt like I had the support of others, which really helped with the overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
And now going into my second year, I feel like hopefully I can offer that support to others, and also just like I can enjoy it more myself.
Yeah. You can be more free, especially because you're more trained on what to expect.
Yeah. I don't feel so nervous every day. Whereas in the first year, I was like, I would literally be looking at my phone waiting for the clock to strike 11.
And I think like some people might like having that like surprise, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is fun. It keeps it fresh.
Yeah, having the same character like every show, you know, it's just having something fresh, do you know what I mean? But obviously it's like really hard to have all the characters, do you know what I mean, to perform on stage.
No, but I agree. It does just keep it fresh and like fun.
How physically demanding do you find the show?
I would say it's quite physically demanding in terms of we have a lot of set that we move as the ensemble to keep the story going, to keep us in the kind of in the island with the people who work there. They get us in costumes to move the set. I feel like that's quite physically demanding, and like making sure that like you're carrying things properly and all of that. But I think it's all about preparing your body for it.
Yeah.
And making sure that you're doing your strengthening exercises outside of that to keep up with the physical demands of the show.
It must take a lot of stamina.
Yes, it does. That the first time we sang it and danced it all together, I was in shock.
A lot of sweets as well. You need a lot of energy.
In my first year, the Sky used to, before we went on for the wedding, so it goes wedding and then bows and mega mix. And I have a dream and then bows and mega mix. Our Sky used to stand in the corridor with a jar of sweeties.
What sweets would you have? What was your go-to sweet?
Oh, what did he? I mean, my go-to sweet in general will always be a Percy Pig.
Oh,
but from his jar.
Oh, yes.
I don't really like them.
Really?
No,
Percy Pigs.
I love
they're so good.
What about a sour Percy Pig?
Wait, I've never had them before.
Oh, they're unbelievable. What? They're like the tails. Oh, they're so good. If you like sour
I like fruit pastels.
Oh, fruit pastels are yummy too.
Yeah, nice. I prefer
sugar
coated.
I prefer Percy Pigs too, I won't lie. But I also love like sour watermelon sweets, and he used to have those in his jar, so I used to always try and take those if they were there.
Yeah. Get me backstage. Ooh.
So, what number do you find the most challenging in the show?
I would say it depends on the track that I'm on for.
Fair enough.
But I mean, if I'm on for a front track, I'd say probably Voulez-Vous, because there's a lot of technical elements that you have to remember too within it.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're bringing your best for your partner to make sure that the unity of the two produce the best product. So like you have to show up for your partner as well, which I think is a bit more pressure.
Which one do you find the most fun?
Oh, honestly, I love them all. I love Gimme Gimme. And I love Voulez-Vous. I do love Voulez-Vous. And I love Super Trooper. Whenever I watch, because we just get to dance and like do freestyle like dancing and listen to them sing Trooper Trooper, and I feel like that's so special because it like you really take it in. You're like, whoa, I am Mamma Mia, what on earth is going on? And then obviously like Waterloo, when Donna shouts like, do you want one more? And everyone shouts back, and you're like, ah, what the hell? And Mamma Mia, because that's like the beginning of the mega mix, and you like step forward and you're like, woohoo, let's do this. So yeah, all of them. And I do love Money Money. Yeah, basically all of them.
Literally everything.
Yeah. All of them for different reasons.
Exactly. I think that's the really nice thing though. Mamma Mia is the type of songs, like there's no bad songs. All of them just get stuck in your head. And it's just it's so addicting. Like you literally, I'm sometimes standing there and I'm just singing some of the songs. And I haven't even watched Mamma Mia in like ages. And I'm just like remembering all of the other songs. They're just so iconic. Fun. It's so good.
So fun.
Yeah, and there's some songs that maybe like emotional and like fun, so it's just love them in different ways.
Yeah, a mix.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Do you notice differences in the audience reactions when you perform your scenes?
Definitely. I think depending on the audience that day, they'll react in a different way. And I think they're always up to the mega mix. Do you know what I mean? Like they're always giving it. And yeah, especially the leads, they definitely probably notice a difference within the audiences. The audiences during this Christmas period have been absolutely amazing, like so up for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, you definitely do. But I think it's also that thing of like, you do feed off the energy, but also you want to give the energy. So it's like a melting pot of like, it creates this like big burst of energy, the combination of our energy on stage and the energy of the audience.
Yeah.
So Franky, we're going to move on now. So what advice would you give to young performers wanting to work in theatre?
I would say don't give up on that dream. That dream was put into you for a reason. And when you start to feel doubt and feel stressed and overwhelmed and unsure about it all, I'd say use all that to fuel you rather than to break you down. Just use it to push you to work that little bit harder and to use that energy rather than to let it destroy you. To say, rather than getting sad right now, I'm gonna practice a new song, or I'm gonna do a bit of research on this type of dance, or I'm gonna practice my pirouettes, and kind of take all that negative energy and turn it into something positive and useful to push you forward.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because especially if you've gone through like an audition and you haven't got it, like they're always going to give you advice on how you can improve or ways to practice and get better. So I think that's such a nice thing about theatre, is that you can learn and you can better yourself.
Yeah, I think just use, rather than, I always think about it as, it's like, rather than wasting time being in a rut, I'm just going to use all the energy that I used to be in that rut to push me forward, because it's pointless dwelling on the past.
Yeah.
And there's always new stuff you can learn.
Is there something you wish someone had told you earlier?
Don't compare yourself. And I'm still working on this. It's like, you can't compare the moon and the stars. They're equally as beautiful. And everyone is so unique and different that it's actually, honestly, again, just use the time you'd waste comparing yourself to somebody else to work on yourself.
Yeah. And especially because like social media, that's like making it worse.
Oh, it's so
because
hard.
Like you scroll and you just see like loads of things. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, it's just making it worse.
It's really bad because a lot of the time people subconsciously do it.
Yes, you don't even realise you're doing it.
Exactly.
Like if I ask Maddie, like, tell me the video that you saw on Instagram this morning at this time, you just don't know. You don't, do you know what I mean? You just scroll
You're not
past
consciously doing it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Frankie, so we're now going to do our classic quick fire round.
Ooh.
So, are you ready?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Favourite Mamma Mia song?
Thank you for the music.
Dream role?
Maria and West Side Story.
Pre-show snack?
Tangerine.
West End or Broadway?
West End. I've never been on Broadway, I don't know.
Okay.
Frankie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This has been amazing.
It's been amazing speaking to you. So, to our audience, please make sure you go and see Mamma Mia in the West End. It's an amazing show.
And don't forget to follow the Skipping Through Theatre podcast for more episodes like this.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.